Did you know that nearly half of all adults report feeling stressed or anxious daily? Our modern world, while overflowing with conveniences, seems to have amplified our worries and fears. We are constantly bombarded with information, deadlines, and demands on our time and attention. This creates a pervasive sense of unease, a feeling that we are never quite doing enough or being enough. How can we find peace and contentment amidst this relentless chaos? The answer, perhaps surprisingly, lies in an ancient wisdom tradition born over 2,000 years ago. Buddhist teachings, though originating in a vastly different time and context, hold remarkable relevance for us today. These teachings, which have been passed down through generations, offer timeless insights into the nature of the human mind and the challenges we face in our daily lives. They provide a framework for understanding the human condition, our struggles, our desires, and our potential for awakening. By delving into these ancient texts and practices, we can uncover profound truths about our own existence and the world around us. At the heart of Buddhism lies the understanding that suffering is a universal experience. This recognition of suffering, known as dukkha, is the first of the Four Noble Truths, which form the foundation of Buddhist philosophy. But it also offers a path to liberation from this suffering, a journey towards inner peace and lasting happiness. This path, known as the Noble Eightfold Path, guides practitioners through ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. This path is paved with practices designed to cultivate mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. Through meditation, ethical living, and the development of insight, individuals can transform their lives and find deeper meaning and fulfillment. By integrating these practices into our daily lives, we can learn to respond to stress and challenges with greater calm and clarity. Mindfulness helps us stay present, while compassion allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. We can find a sense of peace and contentment even amidst the inevitable storms of life. By embracing these ancient teachings, we can navigate the complexities of the modern world with grace and resilience, finding joy and tranquility in every moment. Modern life bombards us with a constant stream of potential stressors. From work deadlines and financial worries to relationship conflicts and social pressures, our minds are rarely at ease. The digital age, while offering countless benefits, has also intensified our experience of stress. Constant connectivity keeps us tethered to our devices, blurring the lines between work and leisure, and leaving us feeling perpetually on. This relentless stimulation can lead to feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, and burnout. It's no wonder that rates of depression and anxiety are skyrocketing globally. Clearly, a new approach to navigating the challenges of modern life is needed. One of the most powerful tools Buddhism offers for managing stress is mindfulness. Mindfulness, simply put, is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It is about becoming aware of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations as they arise without getting swept away by them. In our fast-paced world, our minds are often racing from one thought to the next. We dwell on the past, worry about the future, and rarely pause to experience the richness of the present moment. Mindfulness helps us to step off this treadmill of thinking and reconnect with the here and now. Cultivating compassion is, well, the antidote to suffering. In the Buddhist context, compassion encompasses both kindness towards oneself and others. It's the recognition that we are all interconnected, that we all experience joy and sorrow, and that, honestly, we all deserve to be free from suffering. When we cultivate compassion, we begin to dismantle the walls of self-centeredness that often fuel our stress and anxiety. We develop greater empathy for ourselves and others, recognizing that everyone is fighting their own battles. This recognition allows us to approach difficult situations with greater understanding and kindness, both towards ourselves and those around us. Section 6. Embracing impermanence, riding the waves of change. A core tenet of Buddhism is the understanding of impermanence, the ever-changing nature of reality. This principle teaches us that nothing remains static. Everything is in a state of continuous transformation. By observing the world around us, we can see this truth reflected in the cycles of nature, the progression of time, and the evolution of our own lives. Everything in life is in a constant state of flux. Our thoughts, emotions, relationships, even our physical bodies are all subject to change. This constant motion can be both beautiful and challenging. It reminds us that every moment is unique and fleeting, urging us to appreciate the present while it lasts. While this concept might seem unsettling at first, understanding impermanence can actually be incredibly liberating. It frees us from the illusion of permanence and allows us to live more fully in the present. By accepting that change is inevitable, we can find peace in the midst of uncertainty. It helps us to let go of our attachments to fixed ideas, outcomes, and identities. When we release our grip on what we think should be, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and experiences. This flexibility enables us to adapt more easily to life's twists and turns. When we embrace change as a natural part of life, we become more resilient in the face of challenges. This resilience is not about being unshakable, but about being able to recover and grow from our experiences. It is about finding strength in our ability to adapt and move forward. We learn to ride the waves of life's ups and downs with greater ease and grace. By flowing with the currents of change rather than resisting them, we can navigate our journey with a sense of balance and harmony. This approach allows us to find joy and meaning in every phase of our lives. Section 7. A wise tale of transformation. There is a story in Buddhist tradition of a farmer who lost his only horse. This horse was not just an animal to him, it was his companion and his primary means of livelihood. The loss was significant, and it seemed like a devastating blow to his daily life and future prospects. His neighbors, seeing his misfortune, said, "Oh, that is terrible luck." They gathered around him, offering their condolences and expressing their sorrow for his loss. They couldn't imagine how he would manage without his horse. The farmer simply replied, "We'll see." His calm demeanor puzzled the neighbors. They expected him to be distraught, but instead he remained composed, as if he knew something they didn't. A few days later, the horse returned, bringing with it a wild stallion. The sight of the two horses together was astonishing. The farmer now had not just his old horse back, but an additional one, which could potentially double his productivity. Now the neighbors exclaimed, "Oh, what good fortune!" They were thrilled for the farmer, believing that his luck had turned around dramatically. They congratulated him, thinking this was a clear sign of better days ahead. Again, the farmer calmly responded, "We'll see." His response was the same as before, and it left the neighbors bewildered. They couldn't understand why he wasn't more excited about this apparent stroke of luck. The next day, the farmer's son tried to ride the stallion but was thrown off, breaking his leg. The accident was severe and the young man was in great pain. This incident meant he would be unable to help with the farm work for a long time. The neighbors, full of pity, cried, "What terrible luck!" They were deeply concerned for the farmer and his son. They thought this new misfortune would be too much for the farmer to bear, and once more the farmer simply said, "We'll see." His unwavering calmness in the face of adversity was remarkable. It seemed as though he had an inner peace that nothing could shake. A war broke out soon after, and all the young men were drafted to fight, except the farmer's son with his broken leg. The draft was mandatory, and many families were torn apart as their sons went off to battle. He was spared, while the other young men went off to battle, many never to return. The farmer's son, who had been seen as unlucky for his injury, was now considered fortunate to be safe at home. The story illustrates the wisdom of accepting the ever-changing nature of life. It teaches us that what seems like a misfortune today may turn out to be a blessing tomorrow, and vice versa. What we perceive as good or bad fortune is often impossible to judge in the moment. Our immediate reactions are based on limited information, and the true impact of events can only be understood over time. By cultivating a mindset of equanimity, we can navigate life's uncertainties with greater calmness and clarity. This balanced approach allows us to remain steady regardless of the ups and downs we encounter, and to find peace in the midst of chaos. Section 8. The Path to Lasting Calm, a Lifelong Practice. The path to inner peace and lasting happiness, as outlined in Buddhist teachings, is a journey of continuous learning and practice. It is not a destination to be reached, but rather a way of being that we cultivate moment by moment, day by day. By integrating practices like mindfulness, compassion, and an understanding of impermanence into our lives, we can develop a greater capacity for calmness, resilience, and joy. We can learn to meet the challenges of modern life, the stress, the uncertainty, the inevitable ups and downs, with greater wisdom and equanimity. Section 9. Share your journey to inner peace. Have you found solace and guidance in Buddhist teachings? How has mindfulness, compassion, or an understanding of impermanence helped you navigate the complexities of modern life? Share your experiences and insights, and let's continue this conversation on finding peace in our ever-changing world. You can learn more about these practices and the teachings of Buddhism through books, online resources, and local meditation centers. Embark on the journey towards greater peace and well-being. It's a journey worth taking.